Hello, today we're going to create a database and a table. First, open your SSMS or MS SQL Management Studio 18. You have to install it first. I have uploaded video telling how to install. You can watch it. It is down the link. And now, after connected, we have to click the connect button, create a new query. In here, I'm going to create a new database. Create database, student database, student information, student information, create database, put a semicolon at the end of the statement, then execute it. It should create, it's created this the database. Now click here for the available servers, find your server, which is student information. Okay, now we're going to create a table here. Let's create a simple table. Create table, let's say a student table, and open and close a parenthesis and end the statement with semicolon. Enter 2 times. Now start entering. Now create a tab space to make it look better, and you can type the field names or the attributes. In this case, for example, for a student, they can have an NIC number, which stands for the national identity card. Let's say it has a data type of integers and numbers and alphabetic letters. In that case, it should have a data type or a domain specifying for those characters. In this case, I'm going to use char, and it will have at least 20 values. Okay, now put a comma for the next attribute. For the name, I'm going to use varchar, and it should have values about 50 values. For the age, I'm going to use integer, because I want the particular user to input a particular age, not ages which has half values. In this case, it won't have any type of associated value. You can enter a particular age, and then the next time I want to enter student ID, SID, which stands for char, same as the NIC. Says 15 characters is my choice, and address, and for the address I'm going to use char in this case for about 25 characters, and this I'm going to use this as the last attribute. In this case, you don't have to put a comma, you can just leave it there. And to create this table, you have to highlight it, then execute. Same thing applies to when creating database. You have to highlight it, then execute. Once you execute it, you cannot execute it again. Now let's see whether the database been created or not. We're going to display this particular database. I'm going to use select statement, and I'm going to use select all the tables inside the database. In this case, it's only the student table. For that, I'm going to use asterisk mark, then say from which table, student. So in this case, when the asterisk mark is used, all the tuples inside this particular table will be displayed. Send it. Let's see how to execute these lines. Highlight it, then execute it. Now you can see NIC, name, age, SID, address being created this table. Now let's add some values. And always remember to save your data. In this case, I haven't saved the database at the first time. So when I press Ctrl+S or Ctrl S, or you could just use save all, it will going to save here. You could rename it, click save, and it is saved. When it is saved, the yellow line has been turned to green. Now let's type. You can see this part has been changed. So when I press Ctrl S, it's been saved again. Let's use insert into table. What is the table's name? No, table student. You don't need to type table again. Student. Insert into student table. What are the values? You can use values, then enter the values inside the parenthesis, ending with the semicolon. Inside the values for the NIC, I'm going to use some random characters, and it should be char. When it's char, you have to contain it within single quotations, otherwise it will prompt an error. After that, you have to enter the name, varchar. Same thing applies in this case. Enter the name. Let's say the name is Jeffrey, and for the age, it's an integer value, it doesn't matter. Let's say here his age is 69 years old. Well, it's not a student, but I was just joking. For this ID, let's give it a random number. Since it's a char, we have to again contain it within two single quotations. And for the address, I'm going to use Colombo. Now let's see whether the data we entered or not. Just highlight this, press execute. So a one row affected because we added only a one row, and should have entered. Let's save it. Okay. Now let's see the table. You can use to see all the table here, and voila, you can see the NIC, the name, the age, the SID, and the address being entered to this table. From this statement, there are particular ways that we could filter out what we can actually see from the data. In our next video, I'm going to show how it's done. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comment down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you again.